Well, good afternoon. We're back with another Facebook Live. And I just really appreciate everyone that, continues to come onto the Facebook Live. And you really, your participation means a lot to me. So as you come on, would you say hi and where you're coming from watching? If you're doing the replay, would you let us know where you're, watching from as well? And so, guys, it's just today's topic is really interesting because, I wanted to. I've done programs before where I asked, "Are you stuck?" And the biggest thing that I want everyone to realize is we all get stuck. That this is something that's normal. But what do we do about it? And when it's really more dramatic at times is when we're stuck and we're looking in the rear view mirror. And when we're doing that, sometimes we are not even realizing that we're going backwards. And so the topic today is, are you stuck and looking in the rear view mirror? Right now we have so many changes going on. Hey, Shelly, thanks for coming on. We have so many changes. Things are up in the air. The information that we're getting every day. Hey, Rochelle, I appreciate you being here. The so many of the uncertainties that we have is really getting in the way of us being able to see forward, being able to, look at where we're going or why we're going there. One of the things that I do at the boot camp, the 3-day boot camp, is I have everyone do a letter to self. And this year, or last January, hey Ingrid, thanks for coming on. In January, I had everyone do that. And 90 days later, I send out the letter. And the interesting thing right now is that no one has responded that they got it. And it's been almost a month. And I think it really ties into the uncertainty right now because the things that we had wanted to do and accomplish at the beginning of the year have been sidetracked or at least slowed down or adjusted because of the circumstances. And so, one of my clients yesterday told me that one of the benefits they saw in when they were working with me or when they are working with me is that I've said, I've been there before, I've done these things before, and we will get through it. And they actually, figured it out now what I was talking about because they're able to do things and adjust. I know the big word right now is pivot. I don't know that I like that word, but that launch and adjust, that there's always going to be challenges in front of us. So what is it that we can do? Now, one of the things that I really am looking at is how do we look beyond where we are? Because sometimes that is the fear point. We're walking in a minefield. We don't know where the safe place is. How do we plan and know that it's not going to get rescheduled or changed? In fact, I'll be making the announcement later on, probably tomorrow or on Monday, that the boot camp, the January 3-day boot camp, is going to move. It's going to go to September. And we have to adjust. There are just things that we cannot control, but that doesn't mean that we lose sight of where we're going and why it is that we're going there. What is the purpose? What is it that we are going to be able to still achieve and impact, and actually impact not only for ourselves, our families, our businesses, but those that we have really desired to touch and to make a difference in their lives. And so some of the action steps that I just would like to suggest today is the first one. My clients have heard this before. Please breathe. If we have a lot of anxiety in ourselves, we have a tendency to either stop breathing or to breathe very shallowly. So what we're not doing is oxygenating the brain. And when we do that, we're not able to concentrate, we're not able to think clearly, we're not able to see what it is that are the possibilities out in front of us. So breathing is, I mean, it sounds so simple, doesn't it? Just breathe. But breathe deeply and to be able to, really embrace the concept that Ingrid Pica is on the call here. And one of the things that she has talked about, and in fact, her title of her book is Stop. step back, and grow. And so having that breath, having that pause to be able to get your bearings. In fact, when I was in the police academy, one of the things they taught us was number one, you do run towards the gunfire, but you run to the gunfire with deliberateness and assessment. You just don't go in and start firing and doing things just because we're kind of that knee-jerk reaction. It really is to assess so that stop, step back, and grow. And then the next thing is please go out and think about what life will be when we get back to, quote, normal. So whether it be 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, go out far enough and create a picture, create a desire. What is it that you want to create? Hey, Roland and Dan, thanks for coming on. Create that desire and create that picture. And when you do that, we're going to be able to move through whatever it is that you individually right now are dealing with. It may be the health condition, it could be finances, whatever the mental state is. Because one of the biggest drawbacks right now, I think we're feeling very isolated. And that separation is really hurting us. And so get beyond you. Do that creation because there's something important that you want to give. And as you have that visual, that idea, that commitment, that vision of what it is that you're creating within the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months, then make a commitment to yourself, not to us, not to me, but I'd suggest making a commitment to yourself to do at least one thing every day to the accomplishment of that big vision. Now, if you do more, that's called a bonus. But do one thing every single day. And when you do that, you think about it. If you do that for a year, that's 365 deliberate actions towards your vision, towards your goal. What do you think the reality of actually achieving that will be? And so, just get beyond yourself. And then, there's some things that I haven't really talked about, the connection that some people are looking for with me. I do strategy sessions and the individual coaching. If you have any interest or questions around that, please direct DM me, direct message, or you can reach out to me at GaryBarnesInternational.com. This is a time of connection. This is a time of creation, of synergy, of going together. And if you're ready, I'm ready to walk with you as well. And, the thing that I really want to leave everyone with today is that, there are benefits for going through everything that we go through. And I've used this phrase for a very long time that even though I've had some trauma and some things that I've dealt with in my childhood, having the diagnosis of the multiple sclerosis, of the sleep apnea, being told I would be dead twice, I guess I'm just really ornery because I'm still here. But the thing I say is I would not change anything because I would not be the person I am today. And on top of that, I don't wish it on anyone, but I'm not going to change anything. Going through this experience right now is going to be so invaluable as we move forward in our businesses and having reflection and a response, knowing that we did not only get through this, but that we were able to benefit others and benefit ourselves as well. So thank you so much again for being on the call. Reach out to me, please, and see if you would like to connect in some way. And I will see you again on the next Facebook Live next Thursday at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. Have a great afternoon.